His mom called me on a Saturday morning to check if everything was okay because I stayed home one weekend. Meanwhile, I'd spent 40 of the last 52 weekends at their house. That call was when I realized this wasn't a sweet family habit. It was a system. It started with spinach rotting in my fridge. I'd grabbed it at a farmer's market near my apartment, and it went slimy because I was barely home on weekends. Looking back, that spinach was my red flag. I opened my notes app and counted 40 of the last 52 weekends at his parents' house. Mark and I were in our early 30s, together 3 years, living in the city. Weekends were automatically his parents' time, like I'd signed a contract I never read. At first, visiting felt nice. They lived 45 minutes out. His mom cooked every Friday like it was a performance. His dad had one joke he never retired. "Careful, Mark. She'll leave you if you don't feed her like this." Then Saturdays became her schedule. Garden center. Relatives dropping by. Quick stops that ate the day. I'd sit on their couch with some loud game show on and scroll my phone, watching my friends do brunch and flea markets. I kept wondering when my weekends stopped being mine. 2 months before the blow-up, I tried to be adult about it. "Can we talk about weekends? I love your parents, but I miss time at home." He went straight to the worst interpretation. "So you don't like going there anymore?" "No, I just don't want every weekend. Maybe every other, sometimes less." He shrugged. "Fine." It changed for 3 weekends. Then it slid right back. My mom asked if we're coming. We haven't seen them in a while. We had. Somehow I still ended up in the car again. Same drive, same gas station stop where he bought a Red Bull like a ritual. Last Friday, he had his shoes on and keys in hand. "I'm not going this weekend," I said. He stared at me. "So I show up alone and explain that?" "Explain what? That I want one weekend to myself?" He left anyway. I ordered sushi and tried to relax, but I couldn't tell if I'd set a boundary or started the end. That night, he called from his parents' place. My mom asked why you didn't come. "She thinks you've been distant." I paused mid-sushi. "How would she know that unless you told her?" Silence. "I said you seemed less excited," he admitted. "Then, you made her feel bad." That's when I realized my time didn't matter if it inconvenienced his mom's feelings. Saturday morning was quiet, and my coffee finally tasted like mine. Then her name flashed on my screen, and I froze. I let it ring out, but she called again. I answered, and she sounded soft, almost wounded. Next, she said, "Mark told me you didn't come," so I worried. I said, "I needed one weekend," and she murmured, "Oh, just that." She kept her tone gentle while the message got sharper. "Families usually spend weekends together. Then, Mark always comes. He likes being here." And finally, "I thought you were becoming part of the family." I said, "Being part of the family doesn't mean I'm required every weekend." She asked if I was unhappy with Mark, like skipping one Saturday meant my relationship was failing. When I hung up, I stared at my wall. Was I seriously being audited for wanting one free day? Mark came home that night already pissed. "So you talked to my mom." She called me. "She's upset. She thinks you don't want to be part of the family." I laughed, sharp. "I've been there 40 weekends a year. How is that not part?" He said, "That's basically the same thing to her." And that sentence told me everything. My reality had to be translated into language his mother could tolerate. I asked, "What about how it feels to me?" He looked at the floor. Long pause. In hindsight, that silence was his answer. Finally, he admitted it. "I've been avoiding dealing with her. She takes things personally. It's easier to keep it the same." "So, you made it my problem," I said. He nodded. "Yeah." I told him, "I need to know I'm not always coming second." He started to deny it, then stopped. That pause was the confession. He agreed to actually talk to her and say we weren't coming every weekend anymore, and that it was his decision too. The next dinner was tense. The food was still great. His mom was polite, but her smile was tighter, like she was recalibrating the control panel. And then we didn't go the following weekend. Nothing exploded. The world didn't end. I wasn't perfect. I got sarcastic, and I know some lines got repeated, but I got some weekends back. And I learned something I can't unlearn. When someone treats your time like a family resource, it never stays just weekends.